Kaballah of Google, Chapter 3. The ground floor of Kaballah is that the world is in the year 5768 from creation. The timeline for a Kabbalist is simple. Year 1, the world was created. The first 6,000 years parallel the first 6 days of the week. As a preparation for the seventh day, like Shabbos, Sabbath, which is the time of receiving the reward for the rest of the week. The time for receiving the reward for imbuing the world with Torah and mitzvahs is essentially in the seventh millennium, which is stated in the Kutei Torah of the Arizal. That's the Arizal is Rabbi Isaac Luria of blessed memory. What is known as the Messianic era precedes the period known as the resurrection of the dead. The Messianic era is the ultimate purpose and fulfillment of this world. The master Kabbalist never forgets for a moment that it is for this purpose that the world was created. What's strange is that most don't have a clue what the Messianic era represents. It is not the purpose of creation, but the reward for all of man's efforts toward filling that purpose. Only from this truth, the truth of the Torah, can the creativity of Kaballah flow. This flow from the truth can be called kavanah, motivation, which somewhat resembles Kabbalah's operating system, with the letters making up the coded programming language. Looking at Google as a type of flow of information, one can immediately see that LSI latent semantic indexing is a system that interprets the motivation behind a keyword search. For LSI to find out what the searcher means when he types a phrase into the search window, it has to have a massive internal thesaurus. The thesaurus would include cross-reference terms that span multiple themes. Every possible term would be categorized under a net of synonyms. Those synonyms would be graded for relevance and ranked. The rank would fluctuate with the many cultural and current events related influxes of popular search terms. Fine, there's a system that resembles the creation of the natural order, but from where does it flow? And more to the point, what does it flow? In the form of SERPs, search engine ranking page, Google does not use the holy letters of the Torah. It uses all languages, and we mostly use it in English. Google made up its own languages too, all the while adopting the protocols and programming languages of the World Wide Web. In SEO marketing, there are two main types of search engine optimizations that can be done. They are on-page and off-page. Googlebot first indexes the on-page content, then follows the links off-page. Both on-page and off-page are important in the grading of the ranking order. In this instance, LSI wants to get a sense not only for the content on your page, but also compare it to the content on the pages you link to and that link to you. On-page means precisely that. It is the site level existing on the web page. Off-page means it is a link, RSS, or other feed. We will look closer at off-page optimization further on. As far as the search engines are concerned, on-page optimization is as important as off-page and goes a long way to help improve rankings. One old saying goes, you can tell a person by the friends he keeps. Google gives vital importance to the friends that link to and are linked from every website. Watch out for the sand traps. The Google Sandbox is an alleged filter placed on any websites that are considered evil. The result is Google filters out evil sites by giving the site bad ranking results. Google wants that the site will only rank for its content's most important keywords and keyword phrases. Even with good content, abundant incoming links, and strong Google PageRank, a site is still adversely affected when in the sandbox. The main effect the sandbox has is bad ranking. The sandbox acts as a probation for sites, quickly banning evil sites. Sites that want to rank high do not continue to repeat the process that got their site sandboxed. This can be considered a type of trial and error. In the scheme of becoming a Kabbalist and using Kaballah to improve your income and to advance you to a more profitable workplace, it takes practice, both meditative and technical. One technical process for increasing page rank is to buy an incoming link from a blog farm. A blog farm is basically a broker who sells links for the blog owners. The rules changed. As a successful way to increase PageRank, many of the large-scale blog link farms had a seal put on every site they had sold a link to. What Google did was sandbox every site with a seal. Now, web developers that still buy blog links to increase their site's PageRank buy only anonymous links that cannot be traced by Google. Many of these websites and webmasters had businesses that were dramatically cut when their Google PageRank scores of PR5, PR6 and higher disappeared overnight. For success in web development, do not try to trick the search engines. The road to success with Google is to work on making Google happier with your site, and then watch the speed at which your site is re-indexed as it naturally climbs the search engine page ranking. With Kaballah, there is no tricking. The truth is the truth any way you slice it. As it says of our Creator, He tests our kidney and heart, meaning that God sees through us, our thoughts and intentions. The short story is that Google's cookie cutter fits into the godly design of nature. When Google founders Larry Page and Serge Brin decided to offer free search results of the highest caliber, they offered up a glimpse of what a question really is. In what reality will a search be queried? The Google reality brings out the real question of what is inside. What is hidden, and what is the inner meaning of the keyword? The results are revealed, and Google, a company that has 16,805 full-time employees worldwide, returns those top results of the most relevant site to the keyword searched. The answers they return are slim picking from all that exists online. No matter for Google, there is a path to follow in research, or maybe a keyword term to tweak. So Google is really finite. Even though Google, the word, has an essence and meaning, the meaning is finite but with a whole lot of zeros. The word Google is a permutation of another word, Google, refers to the number represented by the numeral 1. Followed by 100 zeros, and was coined by Milton Sirota, who was a nephew of the American mathematician Professor Edward Kasner. They were both popularized in the book Mathematics and the Imagination by Kasner and James Newman. Google's use of the term with the changing of an O to an E can be very easily perceived as Kaballah. This changing of the letters must have had a very sweetening effect, as it drove the company's mission to not do evil, while organizing the immense amount of information available on the web to the top of Wall Street. The truth of the Torah reveals everything that is really true. And so every truth that can be found in it about the Holy Torah, it is written, wine goes in and secrets come out. This can be understood in two ways. First, the wine stands for the hidden secrets of the Torah, and the secrets stand for the inner aspect of the Torah, this inner aspect of truth. This truth of the Torah and the Jewish people are led by the righteous in every generation. It is written, the righteous hold up the earth, since Hashem, the good Lord, made comparatively few tzaddikim, righteous ones. He had to spread them out throughout the generations. These, oftentimes, secret tzaddikim hold the key to the wine cellar. The key is Kaballah. In the Pirkei Avos, the ethics of our fathers, it is written of these righteous ones that they hold up the whole world with three pillars. Torah, studying the Torah and its precepts, Avodah, prayer, and Gemilut Chasidim, acts of kindness. And how did they do it? With Kaballah, of course. For thousands of years in every generation, a few dozen tzaddikim have protected, taught, and led the Jewish people, as the Jewish people see them for what they are, being that are beyond nature. Many of the Jews have attached themselves to the leaders, calling them Rebbe. The Rebbeim are the ones that steer the flow as they are commanded to them. They are on a higher level than anyone else, both spiritually and physically. Their leader is the president of the Jews, and leader or Rebbe of that generation. What they bless is blessed, and one would be smart by attaining their blessings. They have their own cookie cutter, and that's the main difference here. Their cookie cutter is crafted by Hashem, whereas Google has crafted their own cookie cutter, and it is based on what is politically correct by popular demand. The second example of wine goes on, and secrets come out. Wine goes in and secrets come out is when an individual becomes imbibed, drunken. He reveals secrets that would otherwise be more tightly guarded. In the festival of Purim, it is a mitzvah that one should drink until they do not know the difference between how great and good was Mordechai and how evil was Haman. This level of drunkenness is a level of awareness that for God, there is no difference between good and evil. On one very high level, all creation are equal, and both needed for God's ultimate desire, a dwelling place in this dark world below.